Hey everyone, this is Mr. Van Dyke. Hopefully everyone's doing really, really well. Um, Hopefully you guys are staying safe and healthy, as well as your families. A couple of things here just to go over. I know some people have had some questions about the game board probability project. Um, Especially it seems to be with the kind of getting started with it. So I want to read through the guidelines with you real quick here, and I got an example to kind of show you of what it might look like. Uh, in building your game board, here's 6 different things that you need to adhere to. One of the most important things is make sure that the shapes and colors don't have any patterns. All right, so it needs to be completely randomized as best as possible. You have to have at least 30 spaces. Your spaces have to be in the shape of a square, a circle, or a triangle. That does not mean all squares or all circles. That means you have to have all 3 different shapes, and they need to be in some kind of randomized order. Okay. Number them 1 through however many you have, so 1 through 30 possibly. Spaces must be assigned a color. Each has to be a shade of red, blue, or green, so you should have all 3 of them involved. And each color should have a plus or a negative value, say a positive or negative value. Um, and I'll show you you should have a key for that, so I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so if you look at my example, I created a golf theme one, no surprise there. I have a start and a finish, and as it works through the golf club, all right, you'll notice that um, a lot of, or all of the spaces are numbered, and numbered them all. Now you can number them on the side like I did, or you can put the numbers on the inside. It doesn't matter. If you look, I have all the squares, circles, and triangles. Okay. Now notice I have triangles that are red, triangles that are blue, and green. That's how it should be. The colors should be randomized. It should not be assigned to a shape. So I should not see all green squares, all red triangles, and all blue circles. Okay. So they should be completely randomized as much as possible. Um, if you look over here, here's my key. I have red is going to be a negative 3 points. Blues are going to be positive 1 point, and greens will be positive 3 points. Okay, that shows up in a question later on in the project. So this is one that I have creativity. I have a theme, obviously golf. I have pictures involved, and my game board takes the shape of something that kind of relates to the theme. All right, so a little bit, try to be as creative as you can. Make sure that you're taking pictures of it and you're submitting them to Google Classroom. Um, I did share with you a video on how to do that. So please make sure that you're doing that. And one thing I did notice I made a mistake with. I think I set the due date for the 17th. That should be the 19th, like it says on Google Classroom. It'll be due Sunday evening, right? So you can disregard that if you need to. Um, and then this can kind of go to the 19th as well. All of this can kind of go to the same date. That was originally kind of paired up for a different intention. But if you look through all the points, accuracy, making sure you followed all the guidelines from the beginning, which we went over, gets you 5 easy points. Creativity and effort will give you 3 points. Timeliness, making sure that it is turned in on time, will give you 8 points. And then your questionnaire grading is worth 34. And that is the bottom where you are going to be doing or solving the probability of these different types of questions. Okay. Real quick, so just kind of a couple of examples. What is the number of outcomes your sample space of your board? Um, that would just simply be the number of spaces you have. And mine, it would have been, I believe it is 33 spaces. Yeah, mine would have been 33 for my sample space. And that kind of helps you with everything else from there on. So like, what is the probability of a triangular space being selected to start on? So that's just saying, oh, I'm starting somewhere at random on the board, or I'm landing somewhere randomly on the board. You're simply just going to count the number of triangles and then divide it by 33, and that is your probability. Okay, so those are a little bit easier. If you have questions as you go, highlight the questions that you have. Say, Mr. Van Dyke, I have a question on how to do number 13.